But back to the gun grab,
Yes.
which is another issue. We know the Albertans are going to be like, yeah, this is not really helping. Good luck finding companies to help you with this. But of course, British Columbia is jumping all over it. I just shared a tweet here. So the Surrey police have already confirmed that they will be participating along with all police agencies in carrying out the confiscations from BC gun owners, law-abiding gun owners who've done nothing wrong there. That's what it's putting. So that's the statement. They're going after the assault-style firearms, or that's who's going to do it, and in collaboration with management. And so what I want to say about that is when it comes to gun crime in the lower mainland, probably in BC, Surrey is where it's the highest, okay? I bet you it's across the whole province, but for sure anywhere near it. So here they are putting all these resources into going after law-abiding citizens in Surrey and beyond. And then they're missing the mark on actually cracking down on the illegal gun owners who are shooting up businesses in Surrey, who are doing all this gang targeting violence out there. But yeah, let's go after the ones that are not hurting anybody. It's so frustrating.
Well, not only that, but how many resources are being wasted on this gun buyback program nonsense instead of actually targeting the criminals causing the crime? It's once again, Canada is the laughing flock and stock on the world stage because this makes no sense. On the Ontario Provincial Police came out and they said, this was last week, they said that they will not back the confiscation scheme and just said, no, like we don't have the time or the resources to do this. It's nonsense. And this comes right as Safety Minister Anna Sangari had leaked audio from a phone call with, I think it was one of his, a tenant in a condo that he rents out or something like that. But he basically admitted that this gun buyback program isn't really stopping any gun crime. He acknowledged that it's illegal criminals causing the gun crime.
Right.
And that they would have done this differently or perhaps not at all if it weren't an election promise. And so he faces continued pressure from Quebec to continue with the buyback scheme. And so in light of all of that and that leaked audio, Prime Minister Mark Carney has come out and saying that he, stands by his minister and he continues to have confidence in his ability. And it gives me vibes from Paul Chang when he called for that bounty on, I think it was Joe Tay, from the Communist Party, basically. And Prime Minister Mark Carney came out again, said he had confidence in his minister and referred to it as a teachable moment before Paul Chang resigned in disgrace. So now you have him basically doing the same thing, the same song and dance, coming out saying that he still has confidence in Minister Ananda Sangari, even though he doesn't himself have confidence in their own buyback program. Listen to this.
A leaked audio recording of the public safety minister said that he couldn't explain the logic of the gun buyback program and that Ottawa was bending to pressure with Quebec. Today, he defended the program and still says he wants to go ahead with it. How can you have confidence in a minister that says one thing privately and another thing publicly in the House of Commons?
Well, let's first put this in context, which is that we're talking about fulfilling a campaign promise. We ran on this, first and foremost. Secondly, we're talking about taking guns off the street in a voluntary fashion. People voluntarily contribute the guns to the gun buyback program. But these are guns that are assault rifles, AR-15s and variants, thousands of variants, and that decisions have been taken by Parliament in previous parliaments to ban them. So we have a mechanic in place in order for people to return them, consistent with decisions a parliament, sovereign parliament, consistent with an election platform on which we ran and on which we were elected. And this is fulfilling that.
See?
And so the minister
We
is
just
doing
have
important
to.
work.
So we said we would. So,
Well,
so we
why
have
don't
to.
you start with your promises to put Canada first economically? I mean, that would be a good place to start, and then maybe we can afford this. Like, it's
Right.
just-
Or target actual crime.
yeah.
Let's focus our efforts back onto illegal crime and organized crime groups in Canada.
Yeah, he just
How about
said
that?
we're getting these guns off the streets. I'm sorry, they're not on the streets. Like, you have to, when you own a gun, you have to literally say, I'm going to be taking the gun from this location to this location so that it's monitored. That's not on the streets. The guns that are on the streets are the actual problem.
Right. And well, I mean, again, unsurprising from a government, and this minister in his angry didn't even know what an RPAL was. He didn't even know that there was like a different license for restricted firearms. And so these guys are out to lunch. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know how these people come to have these portfolios when they quite literally do not know anything about them.
Yep.
Like, aren't we paying, don't you get paid like a pretty hefty salary and all of your staffers to bring you up to speed on any of these things? Like, ignorance is not bliss when you're tasked with drafting and developing and implementing policy for the entire country. It's crazy. And then, of course, they just expect people to voluntarily comply, is what he said. I think this was from 2 days ago in the House of Commons, but let's show this clip here.
How is this? You say that the program is voluntary, but after the amnesty ends, the people are not in compliance with the law. So how is this truly voluntary?
So Canadians starting in Cape Breton today will be able to enroll in the program, be able to get compensated if they were to turn their firearm in.
Here,
or they will be able to
my
get
guns.
compensation if they deactivate and confirm that it's deactivated with a certificate. So it is strictly voluntary. Nobody is being forced to undertake the buyback program. Well, the expectation is that they will comply, and the order in council, as you know, is being extended from this October to October of 2026. So there is a one-year window. Our expectations is that law-abiding citizens will abide by the law, and beyond that, the police of jurisdiction is tasked to, as you know, implement the criminal code.
Yeah, and the criminals, they'll just be left to proliferate and develop more organized crime groups, because we're focusing on our legal, law-abiding gun owners who aren't traveling in the streets with their guns, by the way.
He just said our expectation is that law-abiding citizens will abide by the law. Why are you taking guns away from law-abiding citizens if that's your expectation? What the heck is wrong with this government? Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah,
like you
it's
said,
like
you're
they
gonna
don't
laugh or
even,
cry.
there's no logic or reasoning or rationale involved. It's where the, I'd love to know the IQ levels of some of these people, because it seems like they're a few fries short of a Happy Meal, and it makes no logical, like, you try to think about it logically and I just keep coming up blank. This doesn't make any sense.
I know that if you say something with a straight face, a significant portion of society will just bob their head, and just like they don't challenge, they don't think critically.
Yeah. Well, and we've had a media that hasn't thought critically or challenged any of this for so long that it's just allowed to proliferate, and they get away with this repeatedly over and over and over again. And so it's become so easy, really, to be a politician up there just speaking nonsense out of your mouth, because no one's going to push back on you. And that is the sad state of affairs that we currently live in.
Yeah. Trudeau was so
yeah.
good at that. I mean, he was the master.
And this is the same public safety minister, right? This guy is in charge of our public safety, who had to recuse himself from talks with the Tamil Tigers, or anything to do with them, because he has links and connections with the Tamil Tigers. And so this guy is in charge of the public safety of our entire country, having conflicts of interest with designated terrorist groups. I mean, it doesn't get any more fishy, for lack of a better word, than that. And this is the person who doesn't even know what an RPAL is, restricted gun license, who's tasked with this whole program, and they're expecting you to just voluntarily give up your guns and comply. Right? Canadians, we're just told we just have to comply every which way. The home invader enters your home, you better comply. The government wants to take away your guns. Sorry, I'm getting heated. The government wants to take away your guns. Guess what? You also better comply. So every which way, Canadians are just being told by all the institutions who are supposed to protect things like public safety, community safety. We're being told, well, you know
farmers.
what? Don't worry about it. Just comply. Lay down, comply, 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 comply.
By connecting job seekers to work simulation and training, Work First Alberta helps people change their story